Post-race press conference from Salt Lake City, the 250 East-West Showdown, the final race of the 2022 season. Congrats, Nate Thrasher, Hunter Lawrence, and Pierce Brown. Nate, man, that was a great ride. I want to go through the race a little bit with you. Early, you were super aggressive. We all could tell what you wanted. You got up front. And then near the end, Hunter starts coming back on. What were you feeling, say, 4 or 5 laps from the end? A couple mistakes in the whoops, and just want to know what you were thinking and processing at that moment to help close it out.
Yeah, I feel made a big mistake in the whoops. Hand fell off, and I had like a 3-second lead at that point, and I was just trying to maintain that. And the track got really tricky at the end. The whoops got beat down pretty good, and I think I didn't move lines in the whoops quick enough, so that kind of hurt me a little bit. And then just made 3 big mistakes in 3 laps in the whoops, and he closed in quite a bit. And yeah, I just tried to ride defensive at that point. But yeah, just too many mistakes in the whoops really cost me. But the track was tricky. I felt like I rode a good race in the beginning. I felt like I had really good speed in the beginning. Midway through, I felt like I managed it really good. And then at the end, I kind of don't know if I didn't get really tired. The altitude got me a little bit, I think.
You've been visibly frustrated at times this year because the speed's been there. You've had great rides, but just putting it all together was hard. What was it that made tonight come together like that? I mean, you pretty much executed everything. Did something change, or was this just the night that it all glued together?
Yeah, I think it was like you said, it just kind of all glued together. The season's not been my best, which all you guys can tell that. So, yeah, I haven't had good starts. I've been 15th, 16th off the start, and you just can't do that. These guys are so good. You got to be up front off the get, and I haven't been. So that's been a main key there. And then when I have been up front, I just haven't rode my best. I don't know if it's just nerves, or I don't really think it's that, but it may be. But I finally just felt good tonight on the track. The track was difficult. Our bike's really good here, and then I just felt like I could get it off to a good start, and I can just put my laps in, and that's what I did. And I felt like I did a good job of that tonight.
Congrats.
Thank
Jamie?
Hunter, so kind of piggybacking off that, Nate had the big lead for a while, and then he did kind of start getting a little squirrely in the whoops there at the end. Did you re-lock in and maybe calm down and get faster, or was it just steady, and once he started making mistakes, you were catching him?
Yeah, it was tough. I was feeling it from the start. Yeah, he got me on the first few laps. I was jumping through the whoops, which I lost a lot of time on. And yeah, just kind of, I was watching the clock. I didn't have that extra bit of, energy and strength tonight. So I was like kind of watching the clock, trying to time, gassing myself out. And then, yeah, it was tough. It was a good race. It was really close at a few spots and stuff. And I thought, if I could have gone a little more, may have crossed the line and, may have put both of us on the ground. So just kept it clean, and it was a good race. So,
Kellen?
Yeah, Kellen Brown with Racetracks. Pierce, obviously nobody wants to go to the LCQ, but having gone to it and then won it, did you feel like being in that situation maybe helped you kind of like learn a few more things about the track as it had developed and gotten a little bit more race worn?
Yeah, I definitely scared myself going to the LCQ. Heat race wasn't ideal. But I learned a lot from the track. The track changed a lot from the heat to the LCQ, and then from the LCQ to the main. So I kind of got to go through all the stages of that. And, yeah, coming out of the LCQ, I just almost helped me nerves-wise. I just really didn't care. I was like, tonight's whatever, and we're going to send it. So, yeah, we got a good start from the outside, and then just put laps together. It was really, like you said, it was really tricky tonight, and I didn't want to go over the limit and put myself on the ground, so I was just kind of timing where I could push and where I couldn't.
Alex Gobert, MotoOnline.com. This one's for Hunter Lawrence. How important was it for you this year just to get that experience of winning 4 races, being on the podium so consistently? Yeah, how much will that play a part in your career moving forward, to try and earn the championship in the future?
yeah, hugely. Every year you kind of see, what's kind of trending with, the champions that win the class and stuff. And it's, the first thing that kind of comes to mind is obviously got to win, but they're on the box every round. So that was one of my big goals this year was just, be on the box every single round. And every race I finished, I was, bar A3 where I crashed out. So that's a huge, tick the box in my, book. So a lot of positives. You know, we fell short a little bit, but I'm still not mad on the season. You know, I proved a lot to myself and to a lot of people, and just I think I left it all out on the table. There wasn't anything where I kind of settled or you know, trying to think what the correct word is, like not be a wuss or anything. You know, like I tried my best every race. So yeah.
Michael.
Michael Lindsay, Vinyl MX. Question is for Nate Thrasher. Two main things, Nate. People are probably wondering just what changed for you this week. And like I said, it hasn't been an ideal season, and to come out and the intensity, the pace you had early was, I will admit, shocking to watch in a good way. And then how good does it feel to no longer be known as the Speedway guy? I feel bad, but that's something I know that's kind of chased you around since your only victories have been at Atlanta, and that's where people think of your most success at.
Yeah, for sure. It felt good. Last year, we kind of struggled all year besides Atlanta. This year, I felt like we've been pretty good all year. We've had podium speed at most rounds, and just haven't put it all together. But tonight, I finally did, and I had not my best qualifying, really. Didn't feel that comfortable on the track. The track was pretty hard packed, and it's not really my strength. So once they watered it pretty good, it got pretty ready for the main event, and I feel like that plays into me. So, yeah, I feel like I just came out swinging early in the main event. Like I had good speed in the beginning and just tried to break away as fast as I could. Once I got the pass made, I knew I had to run away because these guys coming behind me, they weren't going to let me win it easily, and they didn't. It was a great race, and, yeah.
Michael Antonovich.
Well, thanks, Daniel. Nate, with you, 3 wins on your career, it's an astounding number considering you're only your second year in. Aside from the shoulder injury that you had last summer, how do you feel coming into this right now? Do you feel you're better than you were before then last year? Just everything that you've learned and on the bike experience, knowledge around the team?
Yeah, definitely. We didn't have a good offseason this season. We were planning on doing East Coast, and some things got shuffled around, so I had 4 weeks on the bike coming into West Coast, and shoulder was still kind of bugging me through the first 4 rounds. Just didn't have the strength built up. It was just kind of, I could only get about 7 laps out of it and then kind of go away. So I felt like those first 6 races were really tough just because they were so close back to back. We didn't have a week break, so there was no way to build strength in it because you have to rest during the week to go back racing on the weekend. So that was a really tricky thing we had to deal with. And then, yeah, I felt like once we got to that break, I felt like I could go in the right direction. I felt like Seattle was a good race for me. I was battling for a podium and ended up going down. And then Atlanta came from way back and got 5th. So I felt like there were some positives trending. And then Denver wasn't good, but we just put our head back down and then came out here just wanting to do the best. And we knew Christian had to get 14th or better, but my job was just to go out there and win the race, and that's what we did.
Last one, Jason Wygant.
Yeah, thanks. Nate, just to follow exactly what you said there, how were you playing it on that second lap when you were behind Christian? It was clear you were a little bit faster than him, and Hunter was getting away, but I'm sure you didn't want to mess with a teammate for a title. How'd you play all that?
Yeah, I felt like 2 or 3 laps before, I felt like I had the speed to make a pass, but it was tricky because he was pushing the limit too, and yeah, it was kind of hard. I didn't want to go and run it too deep in the turn to make him go down or anything, so I just kind of stayed behind him a little bit, and then I got past him, and then I felt like I had the speed to go chase down Hunter in the beginning of the race, and that's just kind of, I got around him. He kind of moved over a little bit once I had the line and just tried to run down Hunter, and then once I got around him, I just tried to check away, but at the end of the race, he just too many mistakes, but he made a good race, and yeah, kudos to him.
Congratulations, guys, on a great night and a great season. Congrats.